we go. Now we've found a way out. That an agreement has been made. Obviously, I like to leave things as I found it. There we go. Between Jorge and Aprilia. We spoke to Paolo Bonora on Grand Prix Gear Up, our preview show, yesterday, and then again during that session, just about that test on Wednesday in Misano. Jorge Martin jumping back on a MotoGP bike for the first time since Qatar there. And they wanted to reiterate time and time again just how happy Jorge Martin was with the progress that Aprilia has made. In particular, there's a new chassis, there's huge changes to the aerodynamics, in particular on the rear, which has helped the stability under braking, and Paolo Bonora wanted to stress just how impressed Jorge was with the work that Aprilia have done and the level at which that Aprilia has increased. And I mean, it's obvious as well, just look at Marco Bezzecchi's form over the last 4 Grand Prix. Only Marc Marquez and Alex Marquez have scored more points than him. The Aprilia has taken a big step forward, and that also in part down to the fact that Aprilia were unrelenting in their stance of trying to make this as awkward as possible for Jorge Martin and his management team, of dragging it through the court, of making this process as long as possible, which obviously denied him the opportunity to be fully out of that Aprilia deal and to sign for Honda, which we do. I think it's public knowledge now that there is that offer on the table, but obviously it was stated in Assen, where it all exploded 2 weeks ago, with Dorna CEO Carmelo Espeleta coming out almost in favour or on the side of Aprilia to try and put more pressure on Martin's management, saying that they will not register any rider who has signed for another team but is still in contract dispute, is not out of any, is still in legal battle with another manufacturer. They have to be fully freed from that contract. So it looks as though after further meetings on Wednesday in Misano, with the progress of the bike as well, that finally a settlement has been made. Aprilia not commenting fully at this time. However, they've got no choice but to comment in around half an hour's time when we have our sort of, and it's not annual, is it? Our biannual, that's the word I was looking for. Team Boss Roundup press conference. Both Massimo Rivola and Alberto Puig will be there for the first one that's coming your way at about 12:15 at local time, along with Pit Byra from the KTM, Hervé Poncharal and Lucio Cecchinello, and then the other 6 team bosses will be with you from tomorrow. So, yeah, I'm sure that one of the first questions is going to be, hello Massimo, how are you? This report in the Spanish media that says Jorge Martin is going to be staying with you for 2026. Is it true, yes or no? So, there we go. We'll get an answer then. And I understand that Jorge Martin's management is going to be here tomorrow. So, whatever Massimo answers that question with, we can then put it to them to try and get, at long last, an answer to this contract dispute. And you feel it would come at the right time as well, ahead of his return next time out in Brno. Good to see the number 1 back. Right, let's focus on this weekend then, and the runners and riders, those that are hoping to try and take the fight to Marc Marquez, although I think it's a huge sign of the confidence that Marc Marquez has, given the fact that he was able to test some small, very, very minor changes to that GP25, in particular some carbon additions just around the side of the fairing to try and help improve the airflow. So he was more than happy to try a few things, and despite trying those things, was still fastest. Interestingly as well, Pecco Bagnaia, for the very first time on a Grand Prix weekend, was actually testing the new chassis that Ducati brought for Marc in Le Mans. He had the opportunity to try it, I believe, at the Aragon test, and now finally has decided that he wants to try that chassis. It's still Pecco not opting to run with the 2025 Aero update, whereas Marc has got it on both of his bikes. So interesting that he still feels that he's not 100% comfortable and settled with that, despite at that Aragon test he was doing quite a bit of work on it. So yeah, I don't think Pecco 100% confident and 100% comfortable just yet, still chasing his tail a little bit to try and find that sweet spot on feeling, but let's see if he then opts to use that chassis later on this afternoon. He'll give us an indicator whether he feels it's a step forward or not. We're here at Aprilia hoping to try and get a word from Marco Bezzecchi, but I can't see him for now, so we'll wander on as we see Ayagura walking off out of the Trackhouse racing box. Interesting update from him as well, that for the first time we mentioned those updates, the progress that Aprilia have made. Well, I, for the first time, has now been handed the fully updated RSGP 2025 package as well. He was on the bike that he'd started the year with for the first half of the season. Of course, those injuries that he sustained at Silverstone didn't help that. The idea was he was going to get it for the first time at Aragon ahead of then the test on the Monday to get fully settled, but obviously he wasn't there, so that's had to have been delayed until now for Agura. So let's see if that can give him the step forward in performance that I'm sure he's hoping it will be able to provide, because it certainly has done for Raul Fernandez on the other side of the box as well. Raul with back-to-back Q2 performances, Q2 appearances in the last 2 Grand Prix ever since getting that update, so there clearly is a step forward with that machine. Let's see if we can start to see the Agura from the start of this season, when he of course grabbed headlines with his stunning performance at the opening round of the year in Thailand. It's been a bit more of a challenge since then, but this is a circuit he's had good success at before now with that updated package. Maybe this is a weekend we see Agura back fighting for those Q2 spots. Just looking at the weather, because that's going to play a very, very interesting role this weekend. Of course, dry for now. When we're next with you this time tomorrow, for Saturday's version of it Inside the Paddock, then I fully expect I'm going to be holding an umbrella. We are expecting a lot of rain tomorrow. Fingers crossed for all of these guys that doesn't arrive until tomorrow, because if the rain starts to fall halfway through, even at the start of the practice session later on, it's going to make things very, very tricky indeed for these MotoGP riders to try and navigate a spot inside the top 10. Down at KTM then, of course they are one rider down. It appears this weekend Enea Bastianini has appendicitis, unfortunately, and isn't here today. There's no confirmation of him being out for the weekend, but Nico Goyon, the team boss down there, saying that highly unlikely that we see him throughout the course of the weekend, understandably given the fact he's got appendicitis, but also said it's unlikely that Pol Espargaro will step in for him this weekend. So it looks as though there's only going to be 3 KTMs on track this weekend, and there was, for a time being in that session, only 2 as well. Pedro Acosta was one of a handful of fallers. In that one, Johan Zarco also went down in the practice session, as well as we continue our march onwards, hoping to try and at least see somebody, anybody, to be able to chat to about this opening session of the weekend. But it appears as though everyone's done a runner so far, as we do see Nico Goyon down here, but I've already spoken to him, so I don't want to bother him with the same questions about Enea. We're just giving you that update, so we'll squeeze past him and see, maybe will we be looking, see a Maverick Vinales popping out. We're now down at Gresini Ducati. I can tell you about Alex Marquez, who of course will be reviewed after that opening session of the weekend, but we saw Dr. Angel Charter in there at the start of the session, but only at the start of the session. After the first run, Dr. Charter was pretty happy with the fitness levels of Alex Marquez, who of course has broken this finger here. And we're saying that the fracture itself isn't causing him any pain, but the ligament damage associated with it is a little bit uncomfortable. But Michele Massini, team boss, saying that he didn't have to change his position on the handlebar too much. It wasn't causing him too many problems. So we're fully expecting that we'll get the full green light for Alex Marquez to participate for the remainder of the weekend very soon indeed. And it wasn't a bad start to life for Alex. Looks as though that can, even with that finger fracture, can be quite competitive. The only thing different is the fact that the glove has just been opened up a little bit. It's a little bit bigger than normal to allow for the swelling, and also the fact that they'll have both of the fingers strapped together to try and offer a little bit of stability for him there as well. So there you go, fully updated on Alex Marquez. No sign of him, neither Fermin Aldeguer, although our cameras are here waiting, which gives me an idea that maybe they've not popped out just yet. Of course, we are starting this earlier than normal to be able to be wrapped up in time for that team manager press conference I was telling you about. So that's why people are still in there doing debriefs at the moment instead of popping out. Why don't we chat to some people here? Hello everyone, how are we? Oh, look at this, running away as quick as possible. Does anybody want to give me their predictions for the weekend? No? No? Lovely. I'll leave everyone to it then. Not the chattiest bunch here at the Sachsenring at the moment. But anyway, everyone looking pretty scared and frightened. I promise I don't bite. Anyway, maybe I need to change my aftershave for tomorrow. Maybe it's me. Is it me? Cameraman, is it me? Or no? Okay. Like that. Moral support from the team here. That's good to know. Right. Let's give it one more go. We'll wander up as Michaelis sneaks in there. Respect to him in the session as well. Can we see anyone? Are we going to be lucky? Or is this going to be a quite embarrassing big fat 0? For the first time in a long time, I have to say, unable to find anybody, team managers, riders, anyone to have a word with. Never mind have a word with them. I've been pied off before. I'm used to that, but I can't even spot them to be able to be rejected, which is even worse, I feel. Clearly have to try harder. Must try better tomorrow. This is not good. We're at the halfway point of the season. I should be finding my rhythm now. I should be into my stride and hitting peak performance, but clearly just having a dip this weekend. As you see Gino Borsoi. Gino, hello, how are you?
Hello.
All good?
All good, not bad.
Jack was pretty good there. Second.
Yeah, not too bad honestly speaking, but it's just Friday morning, first touch of the track. For sure, the lap time is good. The feeling with the rider, it's quite good. We need to work on the electronic side, but at the moment seems everything under control.
Very positive. Thank you. Go and enjoy your lunch.
Thank you.
There we go. Good to chat with Gino Borsoi, and just like that, right at the death, like any good striker, like any good motorcycle rider, with the pressure on, the final lap, the final corner, I make my move, I take victory with a Gino Borsoi interview. There he is, my knight in shining armour coming to save me. Right, what time are we on? We're going to have to wrap up quickly, I think, are we? Is it 12 o'clock? It is 12 o'clock, which is my indicator to say goodbye and for you to enjoy what should be a pretty fruity press conference coming up. I'm going to rush off to listen to it to find out officially from the horse's mouth whether Jorge Martin will be staying in black in 2026. Massimo Rivoli is surely going to give us an answer to the question that a lot of us have had over the past 3 or 4 months. I'll be back with you for Inside the Paddock tomorrow at the earlier time of 11:45. Do join us for that one, because I will be right in front of MotoGP Parc Ferme after qualifying has just finished, to be able to get some instant reaction, to sample all of the atmosphere after what we imagine could be a wet qualifying, and as a result could be one that we don't expect. Are we going to see some surprise names on the front row? Tune in to find out. We'll see you tomorrow. Auf Wiedersehen.